Maria, I'm done with my work. I don't have anything else to do, so I can go home now, right? Thanks. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Hold up, Nellie. Where do you think you're going at this time of day?
What? Is there a problem? I saw you slacking off work today. I bet you didn't expect me to catch you going off on your little coffee break, huh? You were gone for, I don't know, like 2 hours? 3? It's only fair that if you get time off work, I get to go home early, right?
Nellie, I don't know what you think you saw, but if you're talking about how I was away from my desk, it was because I had a meeting. You know our business partner, radio tech company? I had some important business talk with them.
Business talk?
Yeah, you didn't know?
What do you think? Hey, you're not just making up excuses to, humiliate me, are you? Because that would be pretty petty.
Nellie, just ask anyone around you and they should all know. Frankly speaking, I don't know why you don't. But that's beside the point. What time do you think it is?
Yeah, I know how to read a clock.
Then I hope you realize it's still 2 in the afternoon. Unless time works different around your seat, you still have 3 more hours until it's 5.
Maria, did you not read my text? I said I was done with work. I'm bored. You can't just expect me to sit at my seat doing nothing all day. I'm going to die out of boredom. Let me use time wisely and stuff. It's time for me to go home.
No, it's time for you to get more work. I know Jude has more tasks on his shoulder. Go and offer him help. He'll appreciate it.
No. I really shouldn't. I don't know what he does with all his stuff. I'll mess things up, you know. It'll be better for all of us if I could just go home.
Nellie?
Look, all I'm saying is you gave me a task to do earlier this morning and I finished it. So I should get the rest of the day off, right?
Nellie, I know you're still new and maybe you're unsure of yourself, but that's all the more reason you should expand upon your capabilities. All you've been doing is simple manual work. It's time you started doing something new. Just get Jude and have him give you a task. If you're not sure how you should tackle it, you can always just ask someone nearby. Everyone knows you're new. They won't mind you asking questions. It'll be a lot more better than you just going in blind. Heck, if you really have to, ask me. Just do what you're being paid for.
Fine, I'll do that. Starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, you're doing that starting now. It's for your own good, Nellie.
It's for your own good, she says. Ugh, you're no fun. You remind me of one of those annoying mother-in-laws you see in old rom-coms my mom used to watch.
Annoying mother-in-laws?
You know, you think you're so much better than me just because you're the manager of our department. How old are you again? Mid-50s, early 60s?
I am 43, thank you very much. I'm glad I seem so old and wise in your eyes.
43? You're so old. I get it. I totally get it now. Auntie Maria, you're just jealous of me, aren't you?
Jealous? Sorry, what is there to be jealous about?
Duh. My youth, Granny. Catch up. 20 years of living has taught me enough about humans and their worth. Being young plays a huge role. Did you know?
Wow, great. What a valuable lesson. Can you get back to work now?
Right, whatever, Mom. Oh, God, I feel so sorry for your children. I can just imagine how much trouble you're causing her with all your bickering. You can't be all snappy like that all day long, you know. It's not good for your ever-depleting health.
Nellie, as much as I would like to keep my private life private, I don't have any children, so you can stop writing your script for your imaginary TV show. It's weirdly specific and quite unnecessary, to say the least.
You don't have children? Oh, no. You're not married, are you? You're single. I should have known. That's why you're so cranky all the time. You don't have any guys in your life.
There are so much things I want to complain about in your text, I don't even know where to start. Yes, I'm single. What a surprise. But I'm getting married in 3 months. Maybe my man will magically make me more tolerable then. Are you happy now? Just get back to work, Nellie.
You're getting married? But you're 43. You're so old.
Well, welcome to the adult world. It's nothing to be surprised about. A lot of people get married at my age.
But who would be so desperate? So miserable? Oh no, are you sure they're not trying to swindle you? You know those movies, 1 second you think you're going to have a happy wedding and marriage, only to realize they were just after your money. Did you make sure he's a real person? He might not even exist.
Nellie, I didn't meet him online. I know who he is, and he's real, all right. Enough about my life. Just please get back to work.
Aw, you're really no fun. Did you know that?
Well, we're both not getting paid to have fun, are we? I told you to give you something to do. He should stop by in a few seconds.
Ugh, fine. Be like that. Maria! Guess what? I did some digging during my free time. I can't believe it. That's who you're getting married to? Oh my gosh, I didn't think you had it in you, you naughty girl.
Sorry, what are you so excited about? Did you finish the task I gave you?
Oh, you're playing ignorant, are you? The chief marketing officer? You know how much he gets paid. Have you seen his car? His wristwatch, too? Woohoo! What did you do to wrap your dirty little fingers around him? Did you seduce him? I do hear that old ladies have their ways. How was it? Come on, you can tell me.
Excuse me? I don't know what you've been taking, but please just focus on your work.
Hey, come on, don't leave me hanging here. I want to hear all the juicy details. Be honest with me, Maria. You're after the money, aren't you?
Nellie, focus on your work.
Work can wait. I have far more interesting things to do in my life. So, what happened?
I should have never talked to you about my private life. You know what? I'm just going to ignore your text, okay? Just get back to work.
What? Come on, Maria. I need details. You're really just going to ignore me? Fine. Maria, I have some news for you. Bad news, actually. Want to know more? To tell you the truth, I'm in a lovey-dovey relationship with the CMO now. Hold on. You know what CMO stands for, right? It's Chief Marketing Officer. Anyway, we're so madly in love. All it took was one night with some nice red wine. It was so easy. I bet you're asking yourself, why is she telling me all this? Well, I'll give you the answer. To put it bluntly, you, Miss Money Hunting Maria, are in the way of our wonderful relationship. You used to think you were so important, but now I have the upper hand. All I need to do is ask nicely, and my bear-like boyfriend will fire you on the spot. So I think it's time to lick some boots and kiss up to me, you know? No more lectures about work and all that boring stuff. It's my time to shine from now on. Wealth and power, here I come.
Maria, is everything all right with you?
Hey, Luke. Why the question?
Well, I saw you at work today, but I noticed you seemed, I don't know, a little tired? Did you have trouble sleeping last night? Should I stop by to take you dinner tomorrow?
Oh, right. I visited your company today for another business meeting. I guess you saw me then, huh?
Yeah. I wanted to say hi, but you know, you seemed busy and I was busy too, so...
I know. That's why you're checking up on me now. Thanks. I appreciate it. But it's nothing super important, just something at work.
Well, if there's something you want to talk about, I'm right here. We only have about a month and a half until our wedding, you know? I wouldn't want you to be feeling under the weather during our big day. If it's something we can deal with, better late than never.
I guess you have a point. It's kind of related to my work, so I'm not sure how much I should be talking about it, but...
But if it's not breaching any company policies or spilling any secrets, you should be fine. Just talk to me, Maria. Just the things you can. if it sounds like it's getting too corporate, we can always stop there. Who knows? Even if I don't get the full picture, talking about it might help you sort out the details in your head. You might get a breakthrough.
All right, I can tell you're worried. Well, time to vent then. Hope you're ready.
Go on, I'm listening.
Thanks. So, there's this new girl we hired a few weeks ago. She's kind of a... Well, to put things nicely, she's kind of a massive pain in the neck.
Oh, how so?
Well, she's a huge diva, for one thing. Reminds me of when I was back in high school from the way she's acting. She was initially hired because one of her relatives works as our company's higher-ups, her uncle. I mean, that was fine. People get work like that sometimes, as long as she does what she's paid for, no questions asked. Maybe she was a bit problematic at times, but it wasn't anything too bad. And it seems like she started going out with our chief marketing officer, so apparently now she owns the place. She's acting like all of our bosses, not doing her work, making her coworkers fetch her coffee. You get the idea.
Wow, so she's your new queen bee now. And she's unstoppable?
Yeah, everyone's having a hard time dealing with her. She's threatening us that she'll get us fired if we annoy or disobey her. And I mean, we don't know if she could actually do that to us, but you never know. Her uncle can literally fire us at will, and she's dating the marketing team chief officer.
I guess it's not worth the risk for most people, huh?
Exactly. Most of us would just put up with her annoying demands. I mean, I get it. It'll be stupid to lose our jobs over someone like her.
But you spoke up.
Yeah, me and a few other people did try to talk some sense into her, but no luck. Heck, the chief of marketing called us into his office the other day and told us to just let her do whatever she wants. Seriously, come on! Does he not see what she's doing? At this rate, sooner or later, she's going to affect our numbers. We're all trying to cover by doing more work, but, well, there's only one me.
Yikes, you must have had it pretty rough these past few days, huh?
Sorry, venting too much? Tell me when to stop because I would totally understand.
No, please continue. Wait, before you do, does the CMO actually know how she's acting around you guys?
Yep. But he's not even turning a blind eye. He just lovingly stares at our little princess. He was questionable at times when it came to his ability to do his job well. But I mean, he had experience and there wasn't anyone else when he was the first appointed to this role. But it seems like sleeping with a young 20-year-old has finally gotten the better of him.
20? She is that young? Wasn't your CMO somewhere in his late 40s?
Yep.
Wow, I mean, I heard the guy used to have a wife and a kid until he got divorced. His kid should be somewhere around the same age as your new employee.
Yeah, that's another thing. But I mean, they're technically both consenting adults. If they're okay with it, it's not really our right to poke our noses into their relationship. But once their relationship starts affecting our business, that's where we draw the line. Everyone's so stressed and tired. I don't know what to do.
I see. Hey, you won't mind if I checked if I could do something on my end, will you?
On your end? What can you do, though? I mean, no offense, but you do work in another company.
Choo-choo, but my friend works at your place. You might know him. He's the CEO.
Oh, right. You two are drinking buddies.
Yeah, I still can't believe the guy I became friends with at the bar that one night turned out to be the CEO of our business partner.
Hey, it's a small world. But what about him?
Well, I can't really give you the details, but last Friday, I do recall him talking about some things when he was drunk. He was joking, but also kind of serious about it. He wasn't really sure about his decision back then, and judging from your story, it sounds like he decided to refrain from doing anything. But I'm pretty sure he'll still be thinking about it. You know, maybe he just needs a little encouragement. If he learns about what actually is happening between his employees, maybe he'll be able to finally make up his mind.
Luke, what are you implying?
Implying? Me? No, nothing. I'm just saying maybe I should offer some words of advice to one of my drinking buddies. What do you think, Maria? Sound good?
Well, if it's going to help our office get back on track, I think it's necessary.
Good call. I'll try have a chat with him tomorrow. Don't know when I can get back to you, but I'll tell you as soon as I get some news.
All right, thanks for your help.
Anytime.
Maria, I heard about your wedding. I thought you canceled that thing already. Are you seriously going to have a wedding after you've been dumped? I can't believe the nerve of you. You're so dense. Are you that miserable, Maria? I bet you were waiting 40-something years for this day, huh? Can't let a little case of missing room to stop ya. Or maybe you're a little crazy on the inside. Think about it. You're holding a wedding all alone. Who are you going to kiss? The priest? Oh, I think I just got myself the chills. I know. Why don't you buy yourself a life-size doll, huh? I'm pretty sure if you put a wig on it and dress it in a tuxedo, you can pass it as your Prince Charming. Can't wait to see your wedding photos. Happy marriage!
Good morning, Nellie. Still sleepy? Before you start spamming me again, would you care to clarify what you're talking about? Because I don't know what you've heard, but my fiancé is right here with me at this venue, getting ready for the wedding. You sure you didn't have some weird, eccentric dream about me or something?
Oh my gosh, you really are out of your mind. Maria, maybe I was too harsh on you. Tell you what, you should really go see a doctor. It's for your own good.
Excuse me?
Look, you're not fooling anyone with your made-up story, okay? The CMO is right with me right now.
Right.
You know how pretty much everyone at our company knows about our relationship, right?
Yep, you couldn't have made it more obvious.
Well then listen up, Maria the Old, because this girl has some things to say to you. You have some nerve, thinking you could just marry your way up to wealth and power at your age. A bit late to the race, don't you think? The CMO is only interested in young and attractive girls like me. He has no eyes for someone like you.
All right, good to know. Your point is?
My point is you should just call off the wedding. You're just going to make a fool of yourself. We both know that, don't we?
Actually, no. I'm sorry, I don't see how your relationship with the CMO has anything to do with my private life and marriage.
What are you talking about? Just admit defeat, Maria. You can't play dumb forever, you know.
Hey, Nellie, I might be making some weird speculations, but do you think I'm trying to get married to my boss?
Finally caught on, huh? Yeah, you think I can figure out who you used to go out with? You were so annoying with all that talk about how I needed to go back to work and stuff. You were really getting on my nerves. I'm not a kid, you know. And now, you're just going to get married to someone with a much larger paycheck. Nuh-uh, not on my watch. That's why I decided to use my special weapon and teach you a lesson. Plus, it's always nice to gain some nice wealth and power while I was at it.
Right.
Don't think you can stop me, by the way. We're already legally married. In order to rob my hubby back, you're going to have to make us get divorced first. And in case you don't know, that's no easy feat.
Great. I finally understand. That was your intention all along, huh?
Uh-huh. So, how are you feeling about your cute little wedding? Not so enthusiastic about it now, huh? I mean, your groom's not going to show up in a million years. It's pointless. I mean, I guess you could still take my idea and use a doll as a replacement, but hoping you won't go that far. That's pretty miserable, even for a cranky old woman like you.
Look, here's the thing, Nellie. That man you're dating? Yeah, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but he's not the CMO.
What are you talking about?
To be more precise, he's no longer the CMO.
What? What do you mean?
Remember last Friday? The day you didn't even bother to show up at our office? Yeah, you really shouldn't have missed it. The CEO and the other higher-ups decided that he was going to be temporarily suspended from work. Someone else started taking his place starting that day, so he's no longer the CMO now.
What are you lying for? My uncle works as one of the higher-ups. He never mentioned anything about something like that. I would know.
I guess he never mentioned anything about feeling responsible and giving his position to someone else either, huh?
He did what?
Yeah, your uncle feels really guilty about letting you join our company. Apparently, people had to talk him out of quitting. If only you had even a drop of his conscience.
No, I don't understand. Why? I don't get it.
Really? Then I'll explain things so that even a 3-year-old can understand, Nellie. Your lover was too invested in you that he couldn't focus on his job, and you were disrupting our office by acting like some preschooler hogging the swing. The company suffered from it, Nellie. We're the marketing department. You didn't think your actions were going to affect our sales?
What?
And since all the CMO did was encourage your dictatorship, we were dropping in numbers. You didn't think the higher-ups would feel concerned about it? They have a life too, you know. The food isn't going to just show up on the dinner table on its own. You two were a bad influence. You two were like, I don't know, a rot spreading to the rest of the fruit. The company had to do something about you guys.
So you just fire him?
Hey, he wasn't fired. He's just suspended from work for a while. He'll probably come back.
What's the difference? I can't believe it. You're taking things way too far, Maria. Admit it. This is personal. You were jealous of me, weren't you? You were jealous and spiteful about your boyfriend being stolen by me, so you decided to ruin me, right? You and your petty revenge.
Nellie, I'm just the manager. Even if I was jealous, which I'm not, the ex-CMO was my boss. I can't do anything to him if he didn't do anything wrong. You two could have totally avoided all of this. Besides, there is a huge misunderstanding on your part. It's true that I was going out with the CMO, but he wasn't our CMO. He works for one of our business partners, you know, at a different company.
Wait, what? You're lying.
I'm sure you've heard of the place before. It's our #1 business partner, the CMO at Radiotech. Yeah, that's who I'm getting married to today. Pretty nice guy. Has weird taste in movies. Definitely not our ex-CMO.
Radiotech? That company, it's so much more larger than ours. And the CMO, I heard one of the other girls at the office talking about how hot he is. He's hot and rich. And you're getting married to him? That's unfair. That should be illegal.
Relax. He's in his late 30s. He knows about consent.
It's not fair. I want him. Let me have him. We're swapping our partners.
No thanks, I'm good.
I'm not asking for your permission, Maria. He's a reasonable guy with common sense, right? One night with him and he'll be all mine.
Not sure about the later half, but yeah, he has common sense, all right. Fine, do you want to come join our wedding?
Give me the address.
You have a ticket to Hawaii?
What?
Because you can't make it to our venue without it. I mean, you probably won't make it in time regardless, but hey, you never know. You might meet someone with a teleportation device at the airport, right?
You guys are getting married in Hawaii?
We like the ocean. Look, I enjoy talking to you and all, but I really have to get going. The wedding's going to start soon, and I really need to focus on it. So, yeah, bye.
I can't believe it. You're just a cranky old lady. You shouldn't be getting a wedding in Hawaii. You shouldn't be able to marry a rich, hot guy working at a large company. I should be the one getting all that. All I'm left with is some old nobody that can't even keep his own job. It's not fair. This is all wrong. This is wrong.
Our used-to-be CMO was able to continue working at our company after his temporary suspension. Obviously, he was demoted to a much lower position than he had previously, but that was all on him and his young wife. Lucky for us, it didn't seem like he took much issue with it. He took his demotion to heart and started to focus on his work. In fact, it seemed like he was being more productive than before his relationship. That didn't mean his feelings for Nellie was gone. People say love makes you crazy, and it turns out the former CMO would be really desperate at times when it comes to love. Once Nellie demanded to get a divorce, he got really upset. So did their families. Nellie previously introduced herself as being madly in love with the ex-CMO to both her family and his, so even when Nellie brought up the divorce, they weren't having any of it. Luckily for the ex-CMO, he was a pretty amiable guy. While first impressions were obviously awkward, Nellie's parents came to like him a lot. Once Nellie admitted to marrying him for the money he used to have, they were upset with her and refused to help her get divorced. They said she needed to learn about responsibility. Unluckily for Nellie, even before they got legally married, they were already living together. That meant she didn't really have a place to run off to, and the ex-CMO had eyes on her both at home and at work. He wasn't abusing her or anything, he was just being excessively sweet in an attempt to win her over for real this time. I noticed Nellie demanding her uncle to get her husband fired one time, but he couldn't really do anything about it, and he didn't really want to be involved either. Eventually, Nellie got pregnant. It seems like she either decided to or was convinced to keep the child, quit her job, and become fully dependent on her husband. He was still doing good with his job and was starting to earn back his wage, so I guess that was a fair choice. A few days ago, I saw the ex-CMO and Nellie shopping at the grocery store. The ex-CMO seemed to be on cloud 9, talking about what they should name their baby, while Nellie seemed like she was hating every second of his company. All I have to say is that I feel sorry for the child yet to be born. Meanwhile, after everything went down with Nellie, well, Luke and I continued to build a healthy relationship between the two of us. We bought a new house, got a pet dog, and maybe we'll start a family of our own too, once we're ready.
Hey, Lauren, get out of the house immediately. Don't dilly-dally like you always do.
Oh, hey, Sherry. Wait, what are you talking about? Is everything okay?
I'm going to need you gone all day. Got it?
Hold on a second. What are you talking about? Why do you need me to leave so suddenly?
Do you need an explanation? Just do what you're told.
What has gotten into you all of a sudden? Why are you talking to me like this right now? Don't you think you should at least explain to me about why you want me out of the house all day? You kind of blindsided me on this one.
You really have no idea. Come on, Lauren. How dense can you be?
Yeah, I honestly have no idea why you want me away for the entire day. I feel like the least you can do is explain why. I also don't understand why you just called me low class just before either. What's going on?
Oh, that part is simple. It's because you're just poor. That's why. You are as poor as it gets.
Oh, I see. So it looks like this time you're getting on my case for being poor? I'm not going to let myself get all excited and bent out of shape because of what you call me. How about we both just calm down and have an adult conversation?
If you see the balance in your bank account like I just did, then I don't think you would be able to calm down. It would actually be quite weird if you were able to.
Excuse me? My bank account? You saw my bank account?
Of course. Hey, don't blame me. You were stupid enough to just leave it out in the open on the living room table.
What are you saying? Just because it was on the living room table, you took it upon yourself to look through it, Mom? Once again, you just did whatever you wanted and looked through my personal items. Please, I have told you so many times already, stop doing that. These are my personal belongings. They aren't for anyone else's eyes but my own. Not only that, but the house is an hour away from you by train. Where did you find the time to come here anyway?
Don't take that tone with me, young lady. Who do you think you are? None of that matters anyway. The problem is you. You only have a measly $100 in your bank account. Pathetic.
Is that right? Only $100? Are you sure you were looking at it right?
Of course I did. You have a high-paying job for a great company, and you only have $100 to your name? What is going on here, Lauren? What are you doing with all your money? Are you just splurging and spending every hard-earned dollar you make? Ridiculous. You know I still remember when my son Eric introduced me to you because he was thinking you were the woman he wanted to marry. Once he told me the name of the company you worked for, I of course gave my blessing. It's such a prestigious company to work for. But imagine my surprise when I open your bank book and find you're only worth $100. What the hell is the meaning of this? A wife who can't save any of her hard-earned money is worthless. What a fool she must be to let all of her money slip away like that. So, I am ordering you to divorce my son and get out of this house right now.
Well, that is quite a lot you just threw at me. Let me just start by saying this. I have no idea where you're seeing that I only have $100 in my bank account. I have no recollection of that being the case at all, honestly. But besides, that is no reason for me to divorce your son and move out of the house we're living in together.
Are you defying my order? How dare someone of your low class look down on me? Are you saying I made a mistake somehow?
It's possible. I am willing to bet that the bank book you looked at wasn't mine, but whether you want to believe me or not is a different problem.
Who do you think you are? How dare you talk to me in such a disrespectful tone? I am so high above you when it comes to social status, it's not even funny. You're so poor, and you have the audacity to talk to someone like me in that way. I almost can't believe my ears. All you do is spend all the money you make and leave yourself nothing left over. It's pitiful.
I am not trying to disrespect you. I just simply keep trying to tell you you're wrong about all of those things.
Yeah, I heard enough out of you. I feel bad for my son having to put up with such a horrible wife like you. That's why I will make sure you two break off this silly relationship and get a divorce.
Hey, Eric? Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to check in and see how your friend's wedding was. Is it over yet?
Hey, Lauren. Yeah, it's over. The party is about to start in a little while. Oh, what's up? How's everything going over there?
Well, it's about your mom again. She's just doing what she wants and is going through her personal things again.
What? Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry to have to spring this on you now, especially when you're in the middle of celebrating with your friends.
No, not at all. You don't have to apologize, Lauren. If anything, I wish you'd told me sooner. Last time, she took the master key to our house, didn't she?
That's right, she did. I even saw her do that, too. It looks like she came back again today without being invited. She just came and let herself in.
Are you kidding? She can just let herself into the house now? Great, now that she has a key, she probably just thinks she can come and go as she pleases. Okay, lay it on me. What did she do this time? I'm bracing myself for it. Did she throw away all the food that we had made and had left over in our fridge? Did she open our cabinets and smash all of our plates?
It's about the balance in the bank account being only $100. That's what she was fired up about this time. It seems the bank book was just left on the living room table, according to your mom at least. Eric, do you know anything about this? I was completely blindsided by your mother when she was going off on me about it.
Oh, that. Yeah, I guess I know a little bit about it. That was probably my bank book, actually.
What? Really? That was your bank book, Eric?
Well, yeah. That was for the bank account I used to use. I transferred most of that money into our main bank account. But I left like $100 in that account because I still have a credit card linked to it. It's really just for an emergency. Since then, I've been keeping track of everything online. I haven't really been filling out the bank book recently.
Oh, so that explains it. That's why there's only $100 in the bank account, according to the bank book your mom found.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that, Lauren. I've just been so busy I forgot to tell you about it. Oh, also, right before I left to go to the wedding this morning, something happened that may explain why the book was out in the first place. I wasn't able to find the present I bought for this wedding. I was looking through all of our cabinets pretty frantically. I must have been looking so hard that I maybe just left the bank book out by accident without even realizing it. I was in such a rush to leave this morning that I may have just ran out and left the book out in the open by mistake.
Oh, I see. I understand. It's all starting to make sense now. I'm on my way home from my business trip. I'm actually on the train back right now. How does our house look now?
I'm sorry, it looks pretty bad in there right now. But don't worry about that. I'll help clean it up when we both get home. And don't worry about my mom. I'll talk to her and straighten out this whole mess. I promise.
Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate you.
Oh, hey, wait a second.
Oh, sure. What is it? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I was just thinking, maybe this situation would be a good idea for you and my mom to try and talk things out together.
What? Me and your mom talk things out? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time that my mom did something ridiculous like this, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. She does do a lot of nonsense like this quite often.
Right? I mean, I really laid into her last time and had a stern talking with her. But what do you think? Maybe the two of you can just work through some of your issues this time around?
I don't know, Eric. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Well, if you think that would be for the best, then I guess I can give it a try.
Perfect. Then it's settled. You can talk to my mom and try put some of this stuff behind us. I know it'll be tough and probably a little bit annoying, but I think that this will be the best for all of us.
You're right. If you say it's for the best, then I believe you. Everything will be okay.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Lauren. You're the best. When we both get home, we can come up with a game plan together on how to approach my mom this time.
Sounds like a good plan to me. I understand. Looking forward to seeing you soon, Eric.
Hey, Lauren. It looks like you actually listened to what I said, didn't you? As surprised as I am thrilled you had enough common sense to listen to me. I just found some divorce papers with your name and my son's name on them right here on the living room table.
Hey, Sherry. Wait, what? Are you telling me you just let yourself into her house again and you're going through our things?
Oh, cut out the nonsense. More important than that, answer the question. Are you doing the right thing in divorcing for my boy? We all know it would truly be for the best. Seems like me telling him about the sad $100 in your bank account was effective and did the trick.
Oh, I see. So you told him about the $100 in the bank book then? Well, if you talked to him about that, then you probably already know, but I will tell you anyway. That bank book you found that had $100 written in the account was actually Eric's, not mine.
Oh, don't make me laugh. Don't start making up crazy lies now, you poor witch.
Sorry, but that isn't a lie at all. It's the whole truth. It's really not good to look at someone else's bank book. But what's worse is blaming someone else without even taking the time to look at the name of the person written on the book to tell whose it is.
Oh, Eric said the same thing. He tried to make some pitiful attempt to stick up for you and help you save face, but it doesn't matter. It looks like the two of you finally took my advice and agreed to get a divorce after all. Not that I needed any validation, but I am happy to see that you both agree with what I said was the right thing to do. My son can do much better than a lying, poor woman like you. So hurry up and get this divorce finalized so he can move on from this mess.
Yeah? Well, I suppose you're right, Sherry. Well, since you gave so much wonderful advice to me, let me leave you with a piece of advice.
You? Leave me with a piece of advice? Okay. Enlighten me. What do you want to say?
Your son isn't someone who is so weak-minded that he would be swayed by people who make pointless accusations toward others.
What? What are you talking about? Are you speaking disrespectfully toward me again?
That's all. I'll be going now. See you later.
Hey, don't leave yet. What the hell are you trying to say? You know what? I don't even care. As long as you divorce my son in the end, then nothing else matters to me. Soon, me and Eric will be living together, and you will be out of our lives for good. He will move back in with me. I've been keeping the room he used as a child clean and ready for him to move back into any time he needed.
Hey, Lauren, is work over yet? You've been working so hard today, it seems.
Hey, Eric. Yeah, it's finally over. I'm spent. It was a really long day today.
I sent you a text message. Check the screenshot when you get a chance. Looks like it ended up being pretty bad, huh?
Oh, wow. Yeah, it seems that way.
I really wanted us to give it one last chance for things to hopefully work out for all of us in the end. It looks like it's no use. She's been this way for years, for as long as I can even remember, really. Even as her son, there isn't a thing I can do to fix the relationship anymore.
I'm sorry about that, Eric. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do?
Am I okay? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, she's still your mother. No matter what happens, she will always be your mom. Are you sure it's okay to leave things this way?
Yeah, I am, sure. Don't worry, Lauren. This isn't something I want you to concern yourself with anymore. To be honest, it feels like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders, actually. Now that I think about it, it was my mother's fault why her and my dad didn't work out. He couldn't handle the mental stress she put on him, so he ran off. She's like a monster for anyone who even tries to get close to her. Once she decides something is hers, she clings to it obsessively, truly like a monster.
I see. I'm sorry. I didn't know that about your father.
Thanks for always looking out for me, Lauren. I really appreciate you more than you know. But don't worry about it. I'm already moving on and feel okay about this whole situation.
I understand. That's good to hear, Eric. Don't worry. I will always be there for you, no matter what happens.
I will always have your back too. Let's focus on our new home together.
Sounds good. I'm leaving the house now, actually.
Lauren, answer your phone immediately. This is your mother. What is going on here? What's the meaning of this? I demand an explanation right now. You two were supposed to get divorced, but Eric has yet to return to my home like he was supposed to. What the hell is going on? I went to your house to check on things for myself, but my master key doesn't work anymore either. But that isn't even the strangest part of it all. The next-door neighbor told me that house was abandoned a few days ago. You better start giving me answers, Lauren. Where is my Eric? Where did you take him? Oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just bring him back to me right now. Bring him back to my house immediately.
Mom, it's Eric. Stop sending Lauren harassing text messages and phone calls.
Eric! Oh my goodness, Eric! Is that really you? What's going on? Where are you right now? Tell your mother what's going on this instant. You were supposed to divorce that poor witch and come back to the house you grew up in and live with me. Just like the old days when you were a boy. We could live happily together just like when you were young.
Happily? Seriously? You're saying we can happily live together like when I was a kid? You have to be joking. You truly believe that me and you were close at any point in our lives together?
What are you saying? Of course we were. Didn't we live together, just the two of us, until you were married? Especially after your father abandoned us, it was just the two of us. Me and you and no one else. Of course we were close.
That isn't how it went down at all, Mom. Dad had no freedom in his own life. He was left with no choice but to run away from you or suffer a mental breakdown.
What? What are you saying? Where did you get that crazy idea from?
Not only that, but you were so afraid he would leave you that you tricked him into getting you pregnant to keep him around.
How can you accuse me of such a thing? That is just a bold-faced lie.
Dad was terrified of your controlling and obsessive tendencies. Did you know you drove him so mad he had to go to the mental illness clinic and get put on medicine just to be able to deal with you for as long as he did?
What? How do you know any of this, Eric?
That's not important, Mom. What's important is the truth. But when I was born, you had something new to dig your claws into and deem your own. That's when Dad was finally able to escape. I basically took his place in your life.
What did you say? You can't possibly believe any of that is true, Eric. We have been close our entire lives.
Enough, Mom. I am tired of this entire situation. It ends now.
It ends? What do you mean? Are you trying to say you're ending your relationship with your mother?
I'm a grown man with a wife of my own who means the world to me. I want to start a life and a family together. I don't want to lose her. She's everything to me.
Wait a second. You're still talking about Lauren? What are you saying? The two of you were supposed to get divorced. What happened?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I will never divorce her. She's the love of my life.
Love of your life? What? That poor witch! But I saw the divorce papers.
You sure did, but those divorce papers weren't real. They were planted there on purpose.
You planted divorce papers on your living room table? But why? That doesn't make any sense.
You made such a huge fuss about the bank book and the bank account having $100 in it, even going as far as to demand we divorce each other. The second you saw those divorce papers on the table, how did you handle it? And how are you towards Lauren? So I had the idea to plant the divorce papers there knowing you will see them. I wanted to see how you would react when you saw them. I wanted to see if my words from all the other times we spoke had gotten through to you. Every time you overstepped, I had long talks with you about how wrong it was. But to be honest, nothing I say has gotten through to you. In fact, you reacted even worse than I imagined. There isn't anything else I can do at this point but laugh. That's how bad it is.
Wait a second, Eric, please. I am still your mother. Give me another chance.
No, not anymore. You are no longer my mother. From today forward, I am no longer your son.
What? Eric, you can't mean that.
Think about it. We had to move away. We had to change houses and not tell you because of how horrible you are to us.
Eric, please think about what you're saying to me right now. I bet you it was that poor witch's fault. She brainwashed you into hating your own mother. Yet another reason you need to divorce her immediately. I can help whatever it takes, Eric. Money, lawyers, I can help you with whatever you want.
You keep going on and on about the bank book only having $100 written in it. You didn't even bother checking to see whose name was written on it. You just assumed it was Lauren's. Without even taking the time to check whose book it was, you just decided I need to divorce her and that she's a poor witch, and whatever else you wanted to call her.
Can you blame me? She works for such a great company and she's only able to save $100? Come on, something is wrong with that.
How many times do I have to tell you before it sinks in, Mom? That bank book you found was mine. It's not Lauren's. Gosh, why won't that get through to you? Oh, well, if you don't get it by now, it's your problem. But I've already explained everything regarding that bank book. It's like you don't listen when I speak. You only hear whatever you want to, whatever suits you. You never think about how your actions make me feel, though. You never once thought about me. It's always about yourself.
Eric, come on, you know that isn't the case.
No, it's all true. That is enough. There's no point in continuing the conversation any further, or talking anymore for that matter.
What are you saying?
I'm cutting all ties with you, Mom. As I said before, we are no longer mother and son.
Wait a second. Eric, please, you can't just cut off all ties with me. I am your mother.
No, not anymore. Goodbye forever.
After that, Eric and I changed our telephone number so his mom wouldn't be able to reach us anymore. Of course, things wouldn't end that simply. My mother-in-law's relatives would look out for us, though, and keep us posted if she tried to do any more crazy things she's been known to do. We started the process of moving to England so we can be close to Eric's dad. Eric went first because he had work-related business there. However, I followed him shortly after. We now live happily together in England. It didn't take too long, however, for my mother-in-law to hear that her son and I no longer live in the United States. She doesn't know where we live, however, she vowed never to stop searching for us until she finds out. However, we don't worry too much about her anymore. The distance between where we live now makes it a lot easier to put her in the back of our minds and move forward together. Now we can just focus on living together peacefully and quietly without having to worry about my evil mother-in-law trying to ruin things between us every chance she gets. Good evening, Mr. Representative from Orion Fabrics. This is Candace Auden from Auden Boutique Company.
Good evening, Mrs. Auden. You must be Mr. Auden's wife that came to visit us earlier today.
That's correct. I apologize for the sudden visit. I know it was highly unusual, but I thought it was best if we had a way to contact each other than emails.
No problem, Mrs. Auden. Not sure if this was the best alternative, but it was all I could think of. Let's make the best use of it. That being said, I didn't expect you to message me so late. Is there something urgent to discuss?
Well, yes. Do you have a few minutes? I'll try not to make it too long.
Of course. The CEO of Auden Boutique has been very kind to us for so many years. We'd love to do anything to help your husband's company.
Thank you.
Excuse me for being impatient, but does it have something to do with what you mentioned earlier? Something about a private matter? You didn't seem too keen on the idea of talking about it publicly.
Yes, it is. You see, it's something that might come across as a shock for you and your company. So I thought it was best if we didn't talk about it out in the open. You never know who might be listening. We don't want people going into a frenzy over something so trivial.
I don't see the picture. Care to elaborate? What could be so shocking for us?
I'll be blunt about it. Auden Boutique Company no longer wishes to work with Orion Fabrics. We would like to end our partnership by the end of this month. So please, don't bother manufacturing any more products for us. We won't be accepting them. I'm sorry for the bad news, but it's been great to have you and your company as our business partner. We wish you well.
I'm sorry, am I reading this right? Mr. Auden wishes to cut our business deal? But why? I thought we were in a great relationship. We've been talking about how we wanted to expand our operations just a few weeks ago. Everything is so sudden. Could you explain to me what happened?
There's nothing to explain. Our company won't be working with you anymore. It's decided. I'm very sorry for the shocking reveal.
Please, you have to at least give me a reason.
Very well. You see, it always bothered me how expensive the costs are when we work with manufacturing firms within the country. It's a known fact that when one wants to keep the costs low, it's better to outsource operations to overseas factories and manufacturing plants. It's much more profitable. Sooner or later, we had to make a decision. Would this explain it? This is why we won't be working with you anymore. It's not like we're laying off our employees. We're just decided not to renew your contract. Pretty good timing, if I do say so myself. We usually renew your contract once every few years, so it was practically now or never.
I see. I understand it's much more cheaper to have production work done overseas, but don't you think it's a bit out of left field? I apologize for sounding salty, but I thought one of your company's core values was having your products made with care for its customers, workers, and the environment.
I don't see how that's relevant, but it sure is. Why?
Well, if you're ending our contract because you're trying to cut costs, you might want to reevaluate your core values. I'm not sure if your actions are something one could call caring for those involved in production. I'm not entirely sure of your new partner's business ethics, but usually when I think of overseas factories, I think of harsh working conditions. Maybe they really care about their workers, I don't know. Either way, it feels hypocritical.
See what you want. We still won't be renewing your contract.
I understand, but I'd like to ask for a compromise. You've only given us a few weeks until the end of our deal. Will it be too difficult for me to ask you if you could at least give us a few more months? Auden Boutique is one of our most valuable business partners. Such a sudden change will definitely impact the company in an undesirable way. Worst case scenario, we might have to fire some of our employees. They're all hardworking, good people. They don't deserve this.
I see where you're coming from, but I can't say we can do anything about it. The recession has been affecting us all, Mr. Representative. We have to protect ourselves by ourselves. I hope you understand. It's not easy for us either.
I do understand, but I hope you know that I'm just trying to protect my workers as well. We won't be able to deal with such a huge financial hit on such short notice. How about you give us at least 3 or even 2 extra months?
Like I said, there's nothing I can do about it. Everything has already been decided. If I were you, I would quit pondering about our relationship and consider building a new one somewhere else.
I suppose it's wrong of me to bother you about this. I would like to consult Mr. Auden about this matter in private. Do you know if and when he has time to spare?
I'm sorry, but my husband's on a long-term business trip. We're thinking of expanding our company to sell its products in other countries as well. He left the country to attend a meeting with some overseas executives. He's also intending on looking for a new partnership to export our goods, as well as a binding contract with a new and cheaper fabric firm. Basically, he's very busy and he won't have time until at least 2 more months. I suggest you give up and accept the facts.
Are you sure? I'm sure Mr. Auden would be willing to make an exception for us. Our fathers used to be close business partners back when they used to be the CEO. In fact, that's exactly the reason why we even had our deal to begin with. We inherited our father's companies along with our partnership. We could make history with how long our partnership has been. I've practically lost count, but it's been several decades. Although I'm sure you don't need my reminder. You must be well aware of it, with you being the CEO's wife and all.
Unbelievable. Do you realize how pathetic you're being?
I'll be as pathetic as I need to be. I can't have my employees lose their paychecks.
Do you actually think it matters how long we've had a business deal?
Then how about this? I remember how Mr. Auden complimented our work before. He respected how thorough and meticulous we were with our productions. Our workers are highly skilled. We made sure to train them very well over a long period of time. Give them some fabric and some strings and they can show you wonders. If our current operations aren't enough for you, then how about we show you more of what we can offer? I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Ugh, enough already. You're being such a pain. I was going to be nice about it, but I guess some guys just can't read the memo.
Excuse me?
I don't care how skilled your workers might be. You can show me as many tricks as you want, but at the end of the day, that's not going to help us make money. What does make us money is by having cheap operations done by unskilled workers in poorer countries. If we have them make the same products that you made for a much lower price, that all leads to easy profit. And if we make a profit, that'll be proof of how competent I am. It'll be a way to show who's fit to become the next CEO of the company. Do you hear?
I'm sorry, I don't think I understood correctly. Since when has profit become the #1 priority for Mr. Auden? And what's this about the next CEO?
Since you've been boasting about how long your history is with Auden Boutique Company, surely you must know that I'm Mr. Auden's second wife.
Well, yes, I heard that his first wife passed away several years ago from cancer. To be honest, it surprised me at first to see that Mr. Auden married someone much younger than him.
Right. Well, we both know my husband's getting old. There isn't much future left for a middle-aged dude in his late 50s. Give it 5 to 10 more years and he'll definitely retire. That's where I come in. I know my husband. He's planning on passing his position to one of his employees once he quits. But I have a better idea. If I can show proof of how capable I am as a business leader, I can definitely secure my future as the next CEO. And what's the fastest, easiest way to prove one's competence in a company? Profit. And to make a profit, all I have to do is cut down on costs.
So let me get this straight. You're cutting us off just so you can show off that you make a profit? Just so that you can maybe get yourself a position as the next CEO of Auden Boutique?
Basically, yep. To be honest, I'm sure most customers don't really look into how we actually treat our workers. As long as they get what they want, no one pays attention to the minor details. Why do you think so many large companies have underpaid workers? Why do you think these companies still continue to thrive, even when their mistreatment of employees is common knowledge? Honesty and loyalty won't get you anywhere, my humble friend. I thought you'd know this since you've been in the industry much longer than I have.
I don't know what to say to you. I am shocked.
Well, I'm shocked that someone could be so gullible. You must be a joke. Anyway, we're not going to renew your contract. Is that clear? I don't care what happens to you or your poor company. For all I care, you guys can all go bankrupt and start living on the streets. It won't bother me. You might consider me cruel, but that's how the world works. Those who exploit others are the ones who win in the end, not the other way round.
Excuse me, do you really mean what you just said? Do you understand how bigoted you're being?
As I said before, you can say what you want. It won't change anything. Frankly speaking, I don't think anyone would care even if some minor, nameless company like yours went bankrupt. At the very least, I definitely don't. I'm too busy climbing up my ladder to a prosperous career and future.
I see. You were that kind of person.
Anyway, our company doesn't need the likes of you anymore. Please, stop being such a sore loser. It's just mildly irritating at best.
I understand. I won't try to change your mind anymore. I can tell it won't be worth the time and effort. I'm sorry that things had to end this way, but I would appreciate it if you could tell Mr. Auden that it was nice being business buddies while it lasted.
I will definitely not. He has much more important matters to attend to. Goodbye, Orion Fabrics. I hope we never have to speak again.
Hi, boss. It's me, Nicole. It's been a few years. I hope you haven't forgotten about me.
Hey, I didn't expect to hear from you again, Nicole. But you know that you don't have to call me boss anymore. You know that. You're already an independent business owner.
Maybe, but it feels weird to call you by something else. You taught me so many things back when I was working part-time at your company. You'll always be my one and only boss, so I'd like to continue calling you that. If that's okay with you, of course.
I guess I'll accept your flattery. How's your company? Are things going smoothly for you?
Everything's great. I didn't realize this until after a while, but there's so much more to being a business owner than finance and time management. You have to be a decent leader, too. It's all about communication and building trust. It's not easy, but I did learn from the best. Thanks to you, things are running pretty smoothly.
I'm glad you think so. I read an article about an interview that you had with an online news website a few months ago. I have to say, I was really impressed by it. I didn't think e-commerce was such a big deal, but boy, was I wrong. I'm proud of you, Nicole. I'm glad I was able to have you as one of my former employees.
Aw, thanks, boss. But enough about me. I heard you were in a pretty bad situation right now. Is everything all right? Is it true that Autumn Boutique Company decided not to continue your business deal with them anymore?
I'm surprised, you know.
Well, I have connections, and you're not the only one who suffered the same fate. A few of our business partners claim to have had a similar experience with them.
Really?
Yep. I get wanting to gain more profit, but this is absurd. I mean, do they understand how much of their products rely on Orion fabrics?
I don't know, but either way, it didn't seem like I could do much to change their mind. Mrs. Auden was pretty clear that they had new priorities. Maybe their company just isn't the same anymore. I'm not sure about how Mr. Auden feels about it, though. It would have been nice if I could have had one last meeting with him. Heck, even a 5-minute talk over some coffee would do, but I'm not as personally close to him as my father was to his. I guess I should have focused on building a private relationship with him instead of being all professional.
Sounds tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you think your company can manage? It's a pretty big financial hit, right?
I'm not sure, but I'll have to find a way. I can't let my employees down after all of their hard work.
Nice to see you're the same as always, boss. You know, if you're willing to, do you think we could start a partnership between your company and mine?
Excuse me?
Listen, this might sound a little sudden, but our company's been doing pretty well recently. We were looking into starting a new operation, and I was hoping we could get some help from you guys. I wanted to mention this sooner, but I also didn't want to sound like I was trying to beg my way into getting a partnership with you. I mean, I know my company's still pretty new. It's not like we've had a long history of success or anything like that, so I was worried if you'd be willing to put trust in a corporation like that. But I mean, I don't want to sound too full of myself, but if you guys need a new business partner now, I thought maybe we could sort some things out.
That would be great, Nicole. You'll be a literal lifesaver. I couldn't thank you enough.
Really? Great! Let's sort out the details in person. I'll head over to your place. How does next Monday sound? Somewhere around 3 in the afternoon?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. I'm excited. I know this is a formal business meeting, but I can't wait to see so many friendly faces.
You're not the only one. If you have time, why don't we go out for coffee together once we finish discussing business? It'll be on me.
I love that. It's settled then. See you next Monday, boss.
Yeah, we'll be waiting.
Good morning, Mr. Representative. I'd like to offer your company a job. It's urgent. You see, we need some dark blue jeans by the end of tomorrow. How many of them do you think your company can manage?
Excuse me? I didn't expect you, of all people, to be contacting me again. Why are you asking us this? I thought we aren't business partners anymore. Why don't you ask some other firm? I'm sure it'll be a lot more cost efficient, much more to your taste.
Cost efficient? Ugh. Will you hear me out? That was going to be the plan. Things were supposed to go well for us, except there were so many issues. First of all, none of our new partnering companies had any employees who spoke English fluently, so we had to hire an interpreter. So that was tedious. And then the factory workers were actually bold enough to go on a strike a few days after we sealed our deal. They demanded a raise and everything. When we finally thought things were going to start moving, our shipment got messed up. Turns out there's a reason why some shipping companies are more expensive than the others. And when I finally thought the products arrived, oh, don't even get me started on them. The size, the color, everything was all messed up. We can't sell those to our customers. They're worthless. All that trouble for nothing. I can't believe my luck.
Luck, huh? I'm not sure if that was the main issue.
Anyway, at this rate, I won't be able to raise even a single cent, so I've decided to give up on producing products overseas for the time being. So, can you get those jeans ready? We can give you an extra 1 or 2 days if you really need them. Oh, but I will have to pay you less than what we used to give you. I hope you understand. It's so we can cut down on costs. How does 65% of what we used to pay you sound? It's still a lot more than what we were going to pay the manufacturing firm overseas.
I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to decline your offer.
What? Why?
Do you really need me to answer that question? It's not even the cost that's the main issue. I remember what you said about us. I remember what you said about exploiting workers. Maybe you're right, and the world doesn't care how workers are treated behind the scenes, but I do. And as long as I'm the representative of Orion Fabrics, we won't be having any more business deals with you guys until you sort out your priorities.
What are you talking about? This is outrageous.
It doesn't matter. We won't be taking part in any of your malicious business practices. As an owner of a small company, there is very little that I can do. But I can still do the bare minimum, and that's protecting my workers from people like you.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Don't you understand how much you owe us? It's only thanks to us that you were able to make a profit to begin with.
I'm afraid it goes both ways, Mrs. Auden. That's what partnerships are. We find a middle ground so that we can get ourselves into a win-win situation. You're the one who broke off our deal first, and since you're aspiring to become the CEO, I'm sure you're aware of how important it is for us to gain profit as well. With your new deal, we won't be able to pay our employees what they deserve. To borrow your words, it's outrageous.
Fine, then we'll pay you what you used to get. It'll be like this conversation never happened. How does that sound? Good, right? Now get on with it. The jeans need to be ready by the end of this week at the latest.
Have you been paying attention? As I said, we won't be having anything to do with you until you reconsider your values. I think we have a right to choose who to build our relationships with, Mrs. Auden. And frankly speaking, I wouldn't choose you if you were the last one standing on Earth.
But you need the job. You don't want to lay off your employees, do you?
We're covered, thank you. We have a new business partner. One much more trustworthy and sincere than your company.
Oh, really? Do you think I'm going to let you off so easily? Just you wait. Sooner or later, we're going to put you out of business. You're going to the streets. I'll make you regret being born.
Go ahead, I'd like to see you try. Fair warning, the same goes for you, Mrs. Auden. We know that we weren't the only company that you mistreated. Word spreads around quickly within our industry. I think sooner or later, you'll find yourselves without anyone willing to form a deal with you.
What? You can't do that. Forget gaining a profit. We'll lose the company.
That's the point. I'm sure no one would mind if one evil corporation burned to the ground. There are many more to take its place.
What do you want from me? An apology? I'm sorry for being rude before. I'll take your criticism to heart. Please, you can't do this. My husband will be so disappointed once he finds out.
He should be. I'm still not sure how much of this was his idea, but judging from your poor management, I'm starting to think that he doesn't have a clue as to what you're doing behind the scenes.
Please, you have to help me.
If I recall, you said something about how we had to protect ourselves by ourselves. Wise words, aren't they? Why don't you try applying them to yourself? As for me, I think I'll continue to value trust and diligence, no matter how gullible it may seem. I think it's what gets the business running at the end of the day. Later that day, Mrs. Auden came over to Orion Fabrics. She was unbelievably rude to us, but she wouldn't leave and continue to make a huge scene, accusing me of being a heartless corporate owner. I'm sure her intention was to make a fuss until I agreed to help her out, but once I declared that I was going to call the police on her if she was going to continue disrupting the company, she left. She never came back after that day. A few days later, Mr. Auden came by. I was concerned at first, but as I expected, it turns out that he had no idea what his wife was doing behind his back. According to Mr. Auden, he left the company under her management under the condition that she was to let the employees at Auden Boutique do their thing. He only left her in charge because she promised she wouldn't do anything rash, and she was going to prove that she was worthy of managing the company when Mr. Auden was away. But as we all know, that was a complete lie. Mr. Auden had a hard time cleaning up after his wife's mess, but once everything was sorted out, he decided to get a divorce. After all, it was obvious by now that she only married him for the money. Auden Boutique strived to set things straight. They knocked on the doors of all of their former business partners that Mrs. Auden had cut off, offering them a choice to start a new business deal with them if they wished. They also decided to continue their relationship with their new overseas partner. Instead of robbing them of their new job, they decided to turn over a new leaf by having the firm follow strict ethical guidelines for the betterment of their workers' environment.
I can't believe you were in my store of all places. So, we are going to be working together, huh? That's awesome. Hi, Layla. I hadn't seen you in such a long time. It really has been a while. I don't think I've seen you since I moved and went to a different high school. Is that right? It looks like you are doing well. I'm glad. Let's not pretend. There is no way you were glad to see me. The minute you saw me, you made such a cringy face. The memories come flooding back to you. Oh, I didn't mean to. I actually was glad you look well. But it is true. When I think about middle school, I don't really have any good memories. I might have made a face without thinking about it, but I really didn't mean anything by it. Wow. Are you always this rude? I mean, you've never been able to read the situation. That hasn't changed at all, has it? Sure, we were classmates when we were kids, but that isn't anything to get excited about, is it? Everyone saw that little face you made. It got so awkward for everyone. Didn't you feel it? No, it didn't. I don't know what you are talking about. It can just be a little stiff when employed adults are talking to each other. We aren't a couple of students anymore. What are you even saying? Employed adults? You sound so formal. You're just working a convenience store register. Well, we are working at a real store with real responsibilities, right? That makes us employees. If you say so. But look at you. You were such a nerd. All you did was study. You didn't have any friends because you always had your nose stuck in a book. I didn't study at all, and now you have the exact same job as me.
Yeah, that's true. It's okay for now, I think.
Me? I'm married. I've even got kids. You don't seem to have a family yet, am I right? That must feel so lonely. You're still the antisocial type, aren't you? That hasn't changed from when we were kids either. Don't get carried away thinking you're better than me just because you've worked there for a while. I'll remind you of what things used to be like if you do.
Cut it out already! We are adults now. Can't you act like it? You don't even need to say anything, okay? You don't have to go there. What's in the past is in the past. I've already let it go. It's water under the bridge now. We are going to be working together, so let's just do our best to get along, okay?
Ugh, what is with you? You sound like my grandma. Listen to yourself, why don't you? It's water under the bridge? You sound ridiculous. You know I can do anything I want to. If you give me any crap, I can end you just like that. If you don't want to get fired, you had better listen to everything I say. You got it?
You sure are cocky for someone who just started last week.
It doesn't matter which one of us started working there first. I always end up the leader everywhere I go. It's my talent. If you want to keep your nose up in the air like you do, you go ahead. But you won't get anywhere with that attitude. You can't get popular when you act like you're better than everyone else.
I don't care if I am popular or not. That's never my goal. Anyways, let's just focus on our own work. I'll see you around. Hey, do you have a minute?
What do you want?
I need to talk to you about your attitude at work. You've been late a lot lately, and there have been several times that the register hasn't matched up with the sales totals. Things can't continue like this.
Huh? Are you trying to complain to me?
I wouldn't say it's a complaint. More like a warning. I can't let this continue, though. If you don't start showing up on time and showing a little better work ethic, I am going to have to report you to our superiors. Lately, whenever I start my shift, things are a mess. You leave everything for me to take care of. You just sit there on your phone in the break room or out back. You don't do anything. You can't really honestly say you are doing your job when that's all you do. You really don't leave me any choice. I have to say something if you won't do your job.
Look at you, Miss Serious. You sound like a little class president. But keep in mind, I run this store.
Huh? What does that mean?
You can say what you like. I don't have any plans to make any changes. I do what I like.
And that's fine with you? If you end up in trouble, it's your own fault, you know.
Me? In trouble? I don't think so. If anyone gets in trouble, it is going to be you. I'm going to be just fine. I always am. The store manager is wrapped around my finger, so there won't be any problems for me. You can say what you like.
Seriously?
The manager always takes my side. I never have any problems. Trust me on that. Obviously, the most important person in the store is going to be the manager, right? And he really likes me. So I can do whatever I want while I am at work. No problem.
You say that, but that isn't really the case. The truth of the matter is that you are causing a lot of problems for everyone around you. If you don't get your act together at work, you are going to get in trouble for real.
Oh, shut up. That's enough already. Get a life. What's your point anyway? You should stay out of my way, you know-it-all. Something might happen to you. I want to make sure I have this right. You are saying that you are acting so badly because of your relationship with the manager? That's why you have this awful attitude? I don't have a bad attitude. But I do have the manager in the palm of my hand. So you would be better off to not go talking crap about me behind my back to anyone. You got that? If you do anything against me, you might as well be doing it to the manager. Catch my drift? Well, that's pretty rotten, isn't it? Huh? Rotten? What are you saying? You've got the same boring old job as me. You don't get to talk down to me. I just happen to have as much power as the manager. Does that bother you? You always had your nose in the books and did nothing but study, and you still ended up in the same job as me. It's just a part-time job to keep me busy since I'm a housewife. And here you are doing the same thing as me. I bet that it bothers you, doesn't it? Aren't you embarrassed? I was pretty sure you missed this before, but now I'm positive that there has been a misunderstanding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you haven't understood anything either, have you? You always thought you were so smart and that you were going places, didn't you? Well, what about now? I wish your middle school self could see you now. I wonder what she would think. I bet she would cry. The nerd ended up in the same job as me, sitting at a register all day. And if you do anything I don't like, you'll be fired faster than you can blink. You're the one that is going to get fired. Oh yeah? Is that so? I can see how you didn't catch on, but I'm not working part-time at the store. I'm here from the corporate office. I'm doing a brief store check because there have been some issues with this location. Wait a minute. What are you saying? And you should know that I'm the youngest woman to get a job this high up in the corporate office. So don't pretend all that studying was a waste. I worked hard for this job. I can't believe this. Is this a joke? Are you serious? Is this some kind of delusion of grandeur? It isn't a delusion. And you? Your work ethic has got to be the worst I have ever seen. It is beyond the limits of my patience. I can't keep working in these conditions. Oh yeah? So then it isn't really like you were saying? You aren't really from corporate. No, I really do work at the head office. Ever since I graduated from college, I've been studying management. I've worked hard to make it to where I am. I'm proud of it. I never thought I would meet an old classmate here, though. Especially not you. What are you even talking about? You work at the head office? Go on, then. I've got the manager on my side. What do I care? You know that store managers are hired just like everyone else, don't you? It isn't a franchise. He doesn't have any ownership in the store. What is that supposed to mean? You didn't know that, did you? It means he can be fired just like everyone else. Even if the manager isn't fired, I can still report everything to corporate. I can tell them all about your bad work ethic, the missing money, everything. Obviously, I have already decided to report you. Is that so? Say what you will. The manager is here and he likes me. I'll be fine. No one will say anything to me. You've got me wondering just how close you and the manager really are. You guys are having an affair, aren't you? Why would you say that? We aren't sleeping together. We just get along really well. You could say we are good friends. I don't think I've ever seen two good friends going to a hotel together before. But all the other workers here seem to have seen you guys doing just that. You guys must be awfully, awfully good friends. You guys have been fooling around too openly. Everyone has seen you. You aren't great at keeping it a secret. Well, so what? It doesn't have anything to do with you. What business of yours is it who I see and what I do? Honestly, it doesn't really matter to me what you do on your own time. You are free to do whatever you please. I just want you to do a good job and not to cause any drama at work. But you are a waste of resources. We don't have the money to waste on hiring people like you. Oh, really? So what? Are you going to fire me then? I mean, what do you think? Let's look at the pros and cons of firing you and decide. You are late to your shift every single day. And stealing money from the company is obviously wrong, right? I haven't stolen anything. Is that so? Then why does your register never add up? The money in the drawer never matches the sales. And funny enough, the only time that seems to be a problem is when you are working. I've never stolen anything. I just borrow a little from time to time. I always plan to put it back. Do you really think that's acceptable? You can just borrow money out of the register as you please? And this isn't just about you and I. There are plenty of other people working at the shop that have become frustrated with you. You always make sure that people can hear you when you talk badly about other people or try to gossip. You try to pit people against each other. You act like a little kid, not a grown adult. I didn't do any of that. I mean, not really. I just joke around a lot. Can't anyone take a joke? Why are you taking it so seriously? Don't you think you are exaggerating a bit? You're taking it too far. I am not exaggerating at all. You've been like this as long as I've known you. Even back when we were in middle school, you never cared about other people. You never think about how anyone else might feel. The only thing that matters is how you feel, whatever suits your mood at the moment. Yeah, it may be true that I don't think that much about other people, but I've never done it to be mean. Is that supposed to make it okay? You get to treat people badly and not worry about their feelings as long as you aren't trying to be mean? Okay, but don't you think firing me is going too far? I don't think I deserve to lose my job. I finally found a part-time job that works for me. Do you know how hard it is to find something that works with my schedule? And I don't want to give up the time I have with the manager. What you do with him is up to you. That's your personal business and you can do as you like. But really, Layla, don't you feel bad about it? About what? I'm talking about the affair. It'll be part of my report to headquarters. It may be your personal business, but it is affecting the company. Should I send a report to your husband too? What? Why would you even say something like that? Are you trying to threaten me? No, I'm not. I would never threaten you. But when you think about it, wouldn't it just be fitting? After everything you did to me when we were kids, it would feel pretty good to rat you out. You're joking, right? You wouldn't do that to me. Don't mess with me. Are you going to say something to my husband because of an old grudge? So you know what you are doing is wrong. You know you'd be in deep if your husband found out about it. Of course! He would probably divorce me. I would be in serious trouble if he left me. I can't survive on this little part-time job. It would be impossible. Please, you can't say anything to my husband. You'd destroy my marriage. What can you do to show me that you're sincere? Huh? What do you mean? You don't have anything else you want to say? You remember how you were always so mean to me when we were younger? Back in our middle school days? Don't tell me you've forgotten. What exactly do you want me to say? Okay, I get it. You want me to apologize, is that it? Sorry. Is it really so hard to apologize? If I tell your husband what you've been up to, your life as you've known it is over. You'd be divorced. You have no real work history, no degree. The only thing you'd be known for is a history of cheating. I don't think you'd have an easy time getting a job. What kind of life do you think you would have? I am truly very sorry. Amelia, I mean it. I am sorry. I was a real idiot when I was a kid. I did a lot of dumb things and I wasn't kind to you. I'll never act like that again. I'll be a good worker. I promise. I'll do my best every day. Please don't tell my husband. I understand. Really? We're good? The past is the past. I don't want to hang something from middle school over your head. It was a long time ago. Let's let bygones be bygones. We can't change the past anyway. I don't like you, but that is what it is. What's more important to me is your work ethic now. That's the real problem. And that's what is going to be in my report. Okay, I understand that. But you aren't going to say anything to my husband, right? I won't say anything to him. Besides, I don't even know his number. I wouldn't know how to contact him. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really mean it. I'm sorry for what happened before. Are we really okay now? Yeah, we are good. But I don't know what the manager's wife is going to do when she finds out. Huh? He's just hired to be the manager. He doesn't own the place. But his wife works at corporate headquarters. She's going to find out about all of this soon, I would think. What? Wait a minute. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. Even if I don't say anything to your husband, I'm pretty sure he is going to find out soon enough. I have no doubt the manager's wife is going to find out about it. I don't know, but I am guessing you are going to be sued for damages or paying alimony before long. Maybe even both. I can't pay that. What can I do? You've got to help me. Please. We go way back. We have to look out for each other. What has that got to do with now? Nothing. And even if you think about it, you were awful to me when we were classmates. We weren't friends. You were my tormentor. I don't see any reason why I should help you now. I said I was sorry. You've got to let it go. Just this once. Don't report anything. I'll get my act together. This is my job. It's what I get paid to do. I can't just let it go. Why don't you learn a lesson from this? You can start living your life right, thinking about other people instead of yourself for once. Take care of yourself. Oh, and one more thing. There's no need for you to come to work anymore. Layla always had such a bad work ethic. She wasn't too happy to get scolded by Amelia. But when she heard that Amelia worked in the corporate head office, she began to panic. Even though she was ready to get down on her knees and beg for a second chance, it was already too late. Amelia turned in her report. It detailed all of the issues the store had, from Layla's bad work ethic to the missing money, and even the affair with the manager. There was nothing left to do but to fire both of them for their negligence and bad behavior. The shop's manager's wife quickly found out about the affair. She took Layla to court for personal damages, and she won. Of course, there was no way for Layla's husband not to find out about the affair. He asked for a divorce at once and insisted that she move out of their home. It looks like he was even awarded alimony during the divorce. The manager even broke things off with Layla. Maybe he was hoping to reconcile with his wife? It was just like Amelia said. With no degree and no work history, she struggled to find a job or to build a better life for herself again. She really regrets everything. But, as they say, what goes around comes around.
You're sleeping with my husband, aren't you? You're Lori Smith, aren't you? Did you think I wouldn't find out what you were up to?
Excuse me? Who is this?
I'm the one asking the questions here. Now answer me. Your name is Lori Smith, right? And you're sleeping with my husband, aren't you? Just answer the questions.
Yes, that's my name, but who are you and what are you asking me this for? Who's this husband you're talking about? And why are you accusing me of sleeping with him? That doesn't ring any bells for me. Are you sure you have the right person?
Are you really going to pretend you don't know what I'm talking about? Just drop the act. Fine. Next question. Have you been dating a man named Ken Williams?
Huh? Ken? Yes, I've been dating him. Are you trying to tell me that he's your husband? Because that's the first I've heard of it.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. Ken Williams is a married man and I am his wife. Sorry, maybe I should have introduced myself first. My name is Hope Williams, Ken's wife.
Ken's wife? Are you serious? He's really married?
Yes, I'm serious. Why would I lie about something like this? I know what you've been up to, so don't try to hide it. You work at the same office as him, don't you? How could you work at the same office as him and not realize he's already married? Didn't you know anything about him at all?
Well, yeah, we do technically work at the same office, but he's in a different department and he works on a different floor. I don't really have any opportunity to deal with him at work. I seriously had no idea that he was married. You have to believe me. I'm so sorry about this. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. What have I done? This feels like a nightmare. I don't know how I can ever apologize to you for this enough. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Do you really expect me to believe you didn't know? How could you not know that he was married?
You have to believe me. I really didn't know.
Why should I believe you? Do you have any proof? Look, I'm really sorry, but you have to see things from my perspective. I don't really have any reason to believe what you say. Why should I trust you?
Of course you don't. I completely understand. I don't know what kind of proof you're looking for. I'm not sure how I could prove to you that I didn't know he was married.
Well, if you can't provide any proof, then I'll run a background check on you myself. I'll get to the bottom of this. Who knows, maybe I'll find out that you're telling me the truth. I somehow doubt it, though.
Wait, I just thought of something. I know how I could get something to prove to you that I didn't know. Could you wait just a few minutes?
Fine, I'll give you some time. But you have to promise not to tell Ken that I contacted you. Can you do that for me? I've been planning out how to get revenge before we break up for some time now. I can't let you ruin that for me.
I understand. I promise I won't breathe a word of this to him. Hey, Ken, what are you up to right now?
Right now, I'm just laying around the house, not really doing anything at all.
Oh, all right. Sounds cool.
What's up? Did you need something?
Well, maybe kind of, sort of. I was just thinking, I've never been to your house.
Oh, yeah, well, now that you mention it, I guess you never have, huh?
So, do you think I could come by sometime soon? I'd love to see your place.
Are you sure about that? I'm a single guy, so this place is always kind of a mess.
Well, then you should let me come by and clean up the place for you. I wouldn't mind. I know you live alone, so your place can't be that big, right? It shouldn't take me that long. If the two of us work together, I'm sure we can get the place spick and span pretty quick. What do you say?
Look, the truth is, I don't really like having people over to my place. I'm just not that into it.
Not even your cute girlfriend who loves you so much?
Yeah, listen, I'm really sorry, but I just prefer you not to come over here. If you give me some time to get ready for it, I'll have you over someday. I just need to clean the place up, and I need to prepare myself emotionally. Just please be patient with me, okay?
Okay, well, I look forward to coming over there someday. By the way, Ken, what do you think about people who cheat?
Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Oh, nothing really. It's just that I've been seeing a lot of celebrities get caught cheating in the news recently. I was wondering what you thought about it, like from a man's perspective. How do you feel about it, Ken?
Oh, is that what this is all about? I know you love all those tabloids they have by the registers at the supermarket. I have to admit, I do understand that some men have feelings like that they might want to cheat on their significant other, but I would never do that.
That's exactly what I thought. I trust you, Ken. I know you'd never do anything like that to me. So I took some screenshots of a conversation I had with Ken. There they are.
I see. It does look like he's trying to hide the fact that he's married from you. So maybe I judged you too harshly.
I'm really so sorry. You have to believe me.
No, it's okay. You have nothing to apologize for. He tricked you. It's not your fault. He's the one in the wrong here.
I guess so. I still feel so bad about what's happened, though.
So, how did you ever meet him anyway? You said you don't really ever work with him in the office.
I first met him about 6 months ago. At the time, I was still a senior in college. I got an internship at the company. At that time, I was working with him. He showed me the ropes. I really appreciated the way he took me under his wing and taught me how to do work in the real world. After my internship, we remained pretty good friends. We started going out for drinks after work and stuff. I'm really so sorry. I never meant for any of this to happen.
So, is he the one who came on to you?
Yeah, he is.
Oh my god, I knew it! I can never forgive him for this. You know he's already 30 years old. He should know better than to trick some poor college girl into dating him. I can't believe he would do this. But you can make him pay. Let's get our revenge together. What do you say?
What? What do you mean revenge?
I mean revenge. I know just what to do. Are you with me or not? You'll help me, won't you? He did you wrong too, after all. But I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you to do this. I know you didn't do anything wrong, and this is also so sudden. I've known he's cheating for a while, so I've had my mind made up about getting revenge on him for quite some time now, but I know this is all new for you.
No, it's okay. I'll do it. In fact, I'd love to. Please let me help you get revenge on him.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Hey, Ken, I have a favor to ask you.
Hey, Lori, what's up? What can I do for you?
Do you know what next Monday is? It's the 6-month anniversary of when we first got together.
Wow, has it already been that long? Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
So I was hoping maybe you could get me a present. What do you think?
It's not like you to come out in the open and ask for something like that. What's going on? But I just got a bonus from my work, so I have some money to burn. I'll buy you whatever you want.
Oh, really? Thank you so much. I'm so happy. So there's this brown Louis Vuitton bag that I've had my eye on for a while now. Could you buy that for me?
Oh, Louis Vuitton, huh? I didn't realize you had such expensive taste.
It's not that expensive. I think it's only about $4,000.
Don't worry, I don't really mind. I haven't bought you many presents up to this point, so you deserve it.
Oh, wow, really? That makes me so happy. Thank you. Oh, I can't wait to show off the beautiful bag that you bought me to everybody at the office. They'll all be so jealous.
No, you can't do that. You haven't told anybody at the office that we're dating, have you?
Well, no, I haven't told anybody yet. But I was thinking maybe it was about time to. Why are you so intent on hiding it from everyone at the office?
Let me see if I can explain this to you in a way that you'll understand. It's just that some people might think it's creepy that a 30-year-old guy like me became involved with a girl fresh out of college like you. You know what I mean?
No, no one would think that. You're so cool. It's been so hard for me not to say anything to all the other girls at the office. It's been 6 months now. I really wish I could talk about my love life with them like they do with me.
No, you have to listen. You just can't do that. You don't know what people will think about our relationship. Oh, please, you can't do that.
Ugh, fine. Whatever. Well, I'm still looking forward to my beautiful new Louis Vuitton bag. Oh my god, Ken! There's this new Chanel watch called a Golden Black Premier. I really want it. Have you seen it?
Huh? Are you telling me I have to buy that one for you? Remember that bag I just bought you? Do you expect this to be a constant thing from now on?
Yes! But now that I have such a beautiful bag, I really need a nice watch to go with it. It just doesn't look right if I don't have one.
So, how much is this Chanel watch anyway, huh?
It's really not that expensive.
Well, I guess then I can buy it for you. But I can't be doing this every week, you know?
You really will? Wow! I knew I could count on you. You're so cool. So I think the newest model of that watch is about $5,500. That's not a problem, right?
$5,500? Look, I understand that you want a nice watch, but couldn't you get one a little bit cheaper?
Oh my god, but you just told me you were going to buy it for me. You can't go back on it now.
But you told me it wasn't that expensive. That's why I said I would buy it for you. $5,500 is a lot of money. Especially since I just bought you that bag too. I don't have that much saved up, and I spent a whole bunch of my bonus on that bag for you.
Why don't you have any savings? You live alone, right? It can't be that expensive for you to live in a little place by yourself. I know our company pays you pretty well. You should definitely be able to save up some money if you're living by yourself.
Well, I like to use my money on my hobbies. You only live once, right? And you can't take it with you when you're gone.
What hobbies are you talking about? Now that you mentioned it, you've never said anything about your hobbies to me. What is it that you're spending your money on?
Look, we don't really have to get into all of this right now. I'll tell you when I'm ready. Isn't a man more attractive when there's an air of mystery about him anyway?
So, are you going to buy me the Chanel watch or not?
Fine, I'll get it for you. You have to understand that this is the last expensive present that I'm gonna buy for you for a while now. You got that?
Okay, thanks, Ken. Hey, Ken, guess what? I finally got my driver's license. Can you buy me a car?
What? You have to be joking.
Don't you think I would look great driving a Benz? Oh, I would look so cool with my Louis Vuitton bag and my Chanel watch. It just wouldn't look right if I were driving anything except a Mercedes.
Of course I can't buy you a Mercedes-Benz. What in the world has gotten into you?
Well, it doesn't have to be right this second. But don't you think I would look great and want a car like that? And I mean, once we start thinking about getting married, why wouldn't you buy your wife a car? It would be like our car then.
Oh, so now you're talking about getting married, huh? Where is all of this coming from?
I know I'm only 22, but a lot of my friends actually already have kids, so it makes me think about getting married and having kids too.
Well, then I guess I still have to start thinking about that too, huh? Listen, Hope, there's something really important I need to talk to you about.
What's up?
We can talk about it once I get home. I just wanted you to be prepared.
Well, now you have me wondering what it is. Why can't you just tell me now?
Fine, I will. I think we should break up.
Wow. And why do you think that?
Well, we've been married for 3 years now. We still don't have any kids, though. And I just feel like we aren't as into each other as we used to be anymore. Our relationship feels kind of cold to me lately. So I think it's best if we just go ahead and end things. It'll be better for the both of us.
I was wondering what kind of lame reason you would come up with for divorcing me. And that's the best you could do? That we don't have any kids yet? You know it's not my fault that we haven't had kids yet, right? I don't know why you're blaming me for that. You remember when we went to the doctor, right? They checked and found out that it's your fault that we can't have any kids? So how can you tell me that that's why you want to divorce me? It's not like you're going to have any better luck with some other woman.
Well, no, that's not exactly what I meant. What I meant to say is that I feel bad that it's my fault that we can't have any kids. So I thought that I should break up with you for your own sake. You understand that, right? You said you wanted kids, right? Don't you still want kids? You know, I'll never be able to give them to you. I just want you to be happy, even if it is with somebody else.
Wow, how considerate of you. Well, it sounds like you've really made up your mind. I guess I'll go home to my parents' house sometime today. I'll leave the divorce papers on the kitchen table for you. Does that work for you?
That's fine. I'm so sorry.
No. I'm sorry.
We have to break up, Ken.
What? But why? You were just talking about us getting married the other day. What happened to all of that? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, I know I was talking about getting married, but I also told you I wanted kids, right?
What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about?
And I would never want to marry anybody who would cheat on his wife anyway. Why would I do that?
Oh my god, have you been talking to people at the office about me? I told you not to do that. Who told you that I was married?
No, it wasn't anybody at the office. I didn't tell any of my friends there about our relationship. Your wife is the one who told me you're married. Oh, I mean, your ex-wife, excuse me.
Wait, so you knew? And you were still talking about us getting married? Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, why would I ever do such a thing,
What are you trying to do to me here? Do you know who you're messing with? This isn't gonna end well for you.
Are you sure she's the one you need to be worrying about? I think you're the one this isn't going to end well for.
Huh? What is going on here?
We're going to teach you a lesson about how you shouldn't treat women like your playthings.
What are you doing here? Since when was this a group chat?
She's right here with me. Did you really think you could get away with this?
I thought we needed to teach you a lesson. Lori was nice enough to volunteer to string you on for a little bit. You bought her so many nice presents, didn't you? So I assume you're completely broke at this point, right? I know you've always been terrible with money.
Oh my god, was that what this was about all along? I should have known. She had never asked me for anything before.
Yes, that's exactly what this was about. And yes, you should have known better. Hope told me everything. She said she thought that you were going to leave her for me. Why would I want to be with you? But I figured you would buy me anything I want if that was the case, and you sure did. Thanks. I made sure I chose the most expensive stuff I could think of.
But you're still going to have to make alimony payments to me too. Best of luck with that, you broke loser.
Do you really think you're gonna leave me penniless like this? Don't you know how much money I make? Neither one of you can really hurt me. I won't even notice the tiny amount that I'll have to pay you for alimony.
What are you talking about? You know there's no way you can keep working at that company now.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't tell any of my friends at work about a relationship, but I did reach out to your manager and the CEO. How do you think they feel about a 30-year-old man taking advantage of a young college grad like me?
No way, you couldn't have. Why would you do that to me? You didn't have to go that far. What have you done?
Maybe they won't fire you, if you're lucky, but you'll probably get demoted and there's no way you'll ever get another promotion again. So best of luck making the alimony payments that you owe Hope.
Hope, is this really okay with you? Do you really want to leave me this way? What about all those years we had together? Don't you feel anything for me anymore? You've been able to stay home and be a housewife all thanks to me. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Don't you feel like you owe me? And you don't have any money either. How are you gonna get by without me?
I knew this was coming for a while now. I've been working a part-time job to save up some money. My parents said I can stay with them for a little while, so I don't need to worry about money immediately. I'll be fine. Oh, and I made sure to call your parents and let them know about how you've been cheating on me too. Needless to say, they were quite surprised that that was the reason we're getting divorced. I don't think they want to see you for quite some time. Don't bother trying to go around there.
How could you do this to me? We were married. I thought you loved me. How am I supposed to live? Listen, Lori, Hope, can't you forgive me just this once? Please, I'm begging you. Listen, I'll never bother either one of you again. You just have to forgive me. I've learned my lesson. I promise I'll never do anything like this to another woman ever again. So can you just call the office and explain to them, please? Tell them it was all a prank or a misunderstanding or something, please. I need that job.
Nope, no way.
What she said.
How could you do this to me? What's gonna become of me now? Do you even care?
So everybody at the office found out about Ken having an affair. It was pretty shocking. I felt like I was the only one who didn't know he was married. Ken didn't end up getting fired, but he did get sent to work at one of our branch offices, out in the middle of nowhere. As far as I know, he's working in the mailroom. He's struggling to make ends meet after all the alimony payments that he owes Hope. Hope was really considerate of my feelings. She made sure that the bosses at the office didn't tell anyone that I was the one Ken was having an affair with. I don't know how I would have kept going to the office if everyone knew. Luckily, no one has found out so far, so I'm still just going to work every day like nothing ever happened. It seems like things like this are happening more and more these days. I wish people would grow up and stop hurting other people just to satisfy some passing little urge they have. But in the end, they'll always get what's coming to them, just like Ken did. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and let us know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this and press the bell for notifications.